annual technology show where size matters. We believe the secrets to solving some of the biggest development challenges in the world can be found in some of the smallest naturally occurring technologies. Today, we'll start with a question. What is the one thing that links high-end Japanese restaurants, ancient medicinal remedies, and the best wine farms in Bordeaux? No, it's not Anthony Bourdain or Gwyneth Paltrow. It's actually seaweed. From kelp to kombu and algae to agar, seaweed offers massive potential across agriculture, human health, and environmental conservation. So today we're going to find out why seaweed is one of the most underappreciated natural technologies in existence today, and how it is supporting sustainable development in agriculture worldwide. Joining me in this conversation is Arnaud Labarre. Welcome, Arnaud.
Thanks, Dan. Really excited to be here with you and to discuss about the seaweeds.
So Arnaud is a global biostimulant product manager for NPP. Based at the heart of the NPP Innovation Center in Saint Malo, France, Arnaud has spent 20 years exploring the potential of Earth's natural technologies and their applications as biosolutions. So Arnaud, together, we're meeting the microbe GOACTIV and exploring the secret power of seaweed. And seaweed, doesn't have a big name necessarily, but with 14.7 million tons produced every year in an industry worth more than $6 billion, it is big business and making a big difference. So, can you tell us about how the secrets of seaweed were first discovered by farmers?
Yes. So that is a really interesting story because actually we do have plenty of seaweeds all over the world. There are 8,000 species of seaweeds. Some are cultivated for human food. Others are harvested for the animal feed. And finally, you have also seaweeds which are harvested for the agriculture purpose and to stimulate the crops. And what is funny with that is that the first people to discover the interest of the seaweeds for agriculture and on the crops were small farmers cultivating along the seashore. And they were harvesting the seaweeds, placing the seaweeds on their crops. And they saw additional effects in regards to what the seaweed can bring with its only nutritional content. So there were overstimulation in regards to what the seaweed is actually able to bring by itself, meaning that there were active molecules in the seaweeds which were of deep interest and which were able to stimulate the crop.
So how then have you gone from learning the potential to distilling the power and understanding how to use seaweed in a product like GOACTIV?
So actually, these first observations were made in the 19th and 18th century by the farmers. And in the mid-20th century, you had scientists that started to interest in some of the seaweeds. They, in particular, placed their interest in one seaweed species, which is Ascophyllum nodosum. And what is fantastic with this one is the way this seaweed is able to survive. This seaweed is exposed to the air twice a day and in the sea twice a day because of the tides phenomenon. So from this discovery, the idea was to make sure that every single grower would be able to benefit from the unique capacities of this seaweed to stimulate the plant. And this is where the Goemore inventor decided to create a unique process to make the seaweed liquid so that the growers would be able to spray the seaweed on their crop wherever they are all over the globe. So this story started 50 years back. And what is really fantastic is that since 50 years, people have been working really hard to make sure that we are innovating in the process, making sure that we are proposing to the growers the most active biostimulant based on the seaweeds. And this is what GOACTIV product is today.
Great. So as you talk about the activity from these seaweeds, how would you describe what the benefits can be from applying a seaweed biosolution for farmers like GOACTIV?
So that is where it's also fantastic as a story, because what has been also driving the interest of developing GOACTIV is to build the trust between ourselves at NPP and the growers. And to build the trust, you need to have well-proven solutions. And we have been working with institutes, scientific collaborations with different public institutes, having our own labs and working really hard in order to make sure that we are discovering all the properties with GOACTIV. And so today we are clearly able to say that GOACTIV is a tool for the grower to help them with a better nutrition of their plants. When applying GOACTIV, we were stimulating some plant molecules, the polyamines, which are responsible for securing the flowering and fruit setting. So it's really important for the growers because that's helping them to keep the yield potential. So that's really how the GOACTIV can help the farmers today.
And so, you talked about fruit setting, flowering, some of the impact on roots and the nutrient use efficiency of these plants as they're growing. I'd love to get a little bit more specific. So, as you look at different crops like cereals or apple orchards, what are some of the uses and benefits, the cases that you see for GOACTIV today in the market?
Let's take the crops one by one, starting with cereals. Cereals, this is a large family of crops, and we can take example that will talk to everybody. Let's take the example of a winter wheat that is cultivated by a farmer, whether it's in Europe or in the US. The grower is looking for a really a really good quality of the plant establishment. And when you are applying GOACTIV at the early phases of the development of the plants, you can expect to have a better root system development as well as a better aerial part development, which means that you will have a better nutrition of your plants. So by applying GOACTIV early in the crop cycle, you are securing this key phase, which is the crop establishment, making sure that you are keeping your yield potentials for the end. And sometimes there can be huge losses, unfortunately, for the farmers and during this flowering and fruit setting phase. And by applying GOACTIV, you're not only securing your fruit setting and the number of berries, also improving the uniformity of the berries. So the final result for the farmer is he will get more quality and more yield.
That's great. And I have one more question for you. So, as there are seaweed products in the market, I want to know, what makes GOACTIV special or unique? Why does it do so well for both farmers and for the environment? The effectiveness of this product is special.
Obviously, we as people, we are not doing everything. So we do have the chance to collect the seaweed in a marvelous place, which is Brittany. Marvelous place, and marvelous place not to grow for the seaweeds, because definitely the conditions for the seaweed to grow in Brittany are quite severe, but this is the beauty of it, because the seaweeds are definitely putting systems in place to produce more bioactive molecules. And this is what makes our seaweed unique, is the fact that we are collecting them in places where they are among the highest tides phenomenon in the world. So that's a specificity. Then it's about innovation and process. The process we have been developing is a process that is targeting to keep all the actives, bioactive compound alive. So it means that we are using a cool extraction process with no heat and no chemical treatment. So we just take the seaweeds and by the most natural method as possible, try to keep all the bioactive compounds so that at the end, the farmer is able to get all the activity from these compounds.
That's amazing. 50 years of experience. That's tremendous. Thank you, Arnaud. Thank you for the time. Thank you for the wonderful explanations.
Thank you, Dan. That was a real pleasure to exchange with you and present the GOACTIV Micro that is going to change the game and will have big impacts, macro impacts.
Excellent. So with that, thanks for your introduction to the Micro GOACTIV, this micro technology that's unlocking the secrets of seaweed to promote the natural stimulation of crops around the world. So thank you. This is just one example where the planet is helping the planet. And you can learn more about NPP's work with micro power and macro impact at www.npp.ag. Thank you.